went out to get mail, and I had a bit of a surprise. I had some stuff coming, this odds and ends, and I figured they'd be in the mailbox, but it was in my drop box because somebody from Canada had sent me a couple prints. And this one, interesting, it's an SR500, but this has got to be, it's a 78, but it's got to be the European model because it has the spoked wheels and the rear drum brake. Now, they later went to the rear drum brake for all of them, but the first ones in this country were rear disc. But I had one red exactly like that. It's in bits and pieces now. That's one I'm rebuilding. I drive my black one, which is what I wanted in the first place, but you couldn't get them. They gave one to each dealer, either a red one or a black one. And my dealer only had a red one, so I bought that. And then later, I got one that came out of a dealership in South Dakota that had never sold. That was a black one, which is the one I drive all the time. But yeah, that was a surprise. And also is a print of the DT1 Yamaha, the 68. Now, the funny part is I actually have a couple of these that I'm going to put together to make one bike out of. But that's interesting, and this will actually be handy in sorting out. See, now, like say there, on the seat they have the passenger hand strap. I don't think I've seen that on ones here. Not fastened in that particular way. Oh, it would be great to have one of them just like that, though. They're a great bike. They really were a great bike. But it's funny, like when I say about this red one, I had taken one from here out to the west coast and back all the way across Canada on Trans-Canada #1. That must have been in like 79. But as I went across Canada, every dealership I stopped at, nobody had ever even seen them. Like I say, they were limited as to how many they put out and who got them. But yeah, that's interesting that it has the drum on the rear. Because I think it was at 80 that they put the drum on the rear for the ones here. But I like the spoked wheels. See, that's why that when I'm putting together, I want to go with spoked wheels, but I have to do some swapping around to get that right combination for the drive. I think I have to use like parts off a SX650, the hub, to get the right hub that'll lace up to that rim. I think it's going to be a trick. But I'd like to go that way. I've got the cast wheels for it, but I'd like to go with the, because they came with cast, the ones here. Yeah, that's really nice, though. Excellent print. But the funny part, at the same time, like I said, I got assorted parts. This is a new air filter for the Grizzly and a new thermostat for the Grizzly. But this is a new connecting rod. It is a ProX connecting rod for that SR500, the same that's in that picture. Interesting, it's a ProX brand, but I believe ProX got bought out by Weisco. But they're supposed to be a heavy-duty rod because the original rod has got a tweak in her from a disastrous experience with a broken valve. Took out a piston and then bent the rod. So I got to pull that rod set apart, that crank set apart and put a new rod in that. But that's a project I'm building. But I'd like to thank that guy for them. Those are nice prints. And the SR is a rare and wonderful thing that most people are not familiar with. Though, they've become popular for those who are in the know. But I'm pretty sure the graphics are different on the tank too. I don't think it had that gold pinstriping on mine. I think it was a solid gold star red is what they called it. With just the Yamaha, but not the pinstriping. But man, I seen one day in town. That was a couple of years ago. In a parking lot here was sitting a red SR in just immaculate condition. I would have liked to found that guy and made him a deal on that. But if he's in the know, he wouldn't have been willing to deal. Yeah, I think the ones that I've got two of them that I think are gold, or kind of an orangish gold color. But I think they're both 250s. I just haven't got around to working on that project. But between the two, I think I can make one. But yeah, it'd be handy to have one of them. Well, thanks to him. That was a nice deal. Just very surprising. But that's a hell of a bike.